Today we're going to look a little bit more into factor pairs of numbers. So yesterday you found a lot of factor pairs for many different numbers between 1 and 36. So you should have come up with something that looks like this in your Cami page. Maybe if it focuses, there we go. Maybe something more like this. That's better. All right. So you notice that some things have just one set of factors, but other numbers have more than one set of factors. And as you were finding these, you may have made some different rectangles. Like here's all the rectangles for 18. 1 times 18, 3 times 6, 2 times 9, 9 times 2, 6 times 3. These two are the same. These two are the same. And I don't have 18 squares going across my page, so I can only do 1 times 18, not 18 times 1. So we had a lot of rectangles here for 18, just like we had a lot of rectangles for 12 yesterday. But some numbers you might have noticed, you could only make one type of rectangle. So here for 5, I have 1 times 5, and I could turn that rectangle, right? And I have 5 times 1. But these are the same factors. 5 only has one factor pair. Okay, and if we look here on our list from yesterday, our factors pairs list, you'll see 5 isn't the only number that only has one factor pair. We have quite a few numbers that only have one factor pair. And there is a special word for that type of number. There's a special word for that type of number. And a number that only has one pair of factors is called a prime number. It's called a prime number. I'm going to write that here, prime. A prime number has only one factor pair, or two factors. Two factors, exactly two factors. And you'll notice, look at every single number. Every single number has a factor of 1, whether it has more than one factor pair or not. Every number has a factor of 1. Prime numbers have a factor of just 1 and itself. So for 2, it's 1 times 2. For 5, it's 1 times 5. For 7, it's 1 times 7. So 1 and itself. Those are the only factors that prime numbers would have. So a prime number has two factors, 1 and itself. Now, numbers that are not prime are called composite. A composite number has 3 or more factors. Okay, 3 or more factors. So prime numbers has 2 factors only. Composite numbers have 3 or more factors. So I can go through and I can see, well, let's take a look at all my primes. So I'm going to circle my prime numbers. 2 only has one factor pair, two factors. 5 is prime. 6 has more than 3 factors. So 6 is a composite number. 7, 2 factors, it's prime. 10, more than 2, it's composite. 11, 2 factors, prime. 15, 4 factors, composite. 18, 6 factors, composite. 19, 2 factors, it is prime. 20, 6 factors, it's composite. 23, 2 factors, it's prime. 27, 4 factors, it's composite. 30 has 8 factors, it is composite. 31, 2 factors, it's prime. And 36, 10 factors, well, technically 9 factors because 6 repeats itself, but it is a composite number. All right, so prime numbers have only 2 factors, 1 in itself. Composite numbers have 3 or more. I'm going to give you an example of a number that has 3 factors. Okay, 3 factors. So let's take a look at the number 25. Okay, 25 is 1 times 25, and it's 5 times 5. So if I was going to list out the factors of 25, I would have 1, 5, and 25. So it has 3 factors. It is a composite number. It is a composite number. And I don't want you to get prime and composite confused with odd and even. A lot of students get odd and even confused with prime and composite. Even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, even numbers can be divided by 2 evenly, and odd numbers cannot. However, most prime numbers are odd. However, there is one even prime number, and that is 2. 2 is only 1 times 2, and that is all the factors. So 2 is prime. 2 is a prime number. It is the only even prime number. 2 is the only even prime number. However, there are many odd composite numbers. There are many odd composite numbers. There's one even prime number, but there are many odd composite numbers, and I'll give you some examples of an odd number that is composite. 15 is 1 times 15 and 3 times 5. 27, it's odd. 1 times 27, 3 times 9. 21, odd number, but 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. 45, 1 times 45, 3 times 15, and I'm running out of space, and 5 times 9. So all of these are odd numbers, but they are all composite. Okay, so odd does not mean composite. All right, or odd does not mean prime. All of these are composite odd numbers. So odd numbers can be both prime and composite. All right, every prime number is odd except for 2. 2 is an even prime number. All right, so today we're going to be looking at some different numbers and deciding if they are prime or composite by looking at how many factors they have.